Welcome back to the Dean Obeidallah show. Right now, very happy to have on the show Motaz Azaiza. He's a Palestinian photojournalist born and raised in Gaza. He rose to international acclaim documenting the atrocities and genocide in Gaza. His picture has been seen by millions. In 2024, he's named one of Time Magazine's 100 most influential people of the year. Motaz, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate it. Appreciate your work and your courage and doing the work you're doing in the States here now, sharing the story of Palestinians in Gaza so people see a full picture of human beings, which is so vitally important.
Thank you for having me, Dean. My pleasure. Actually, what I'm doing now is like last year, I went to my first tour with UNRWA USA here in the States to support United Nations Relief and Work Agency for Palestinian refugees to help my people through an organization that really help the people of Gaza the most. And I succeeded to raise like till now around $60 million through that organization to support like people through for food and mental health and like salaries for the employees. And but unfortunately, whatever you are doing, you can't challenge the fund of the American government to the United Nations. So whatever you do, you don't feel like it's enough. And this year was the second tour because for me, since I left, I was always trying to make sure to guarantee my access to everywhere. I want to access everywhere so I can help more.
Mhm.
Because I know I'm so angry. I'm so pissed off. I'm full with like hate towards the world. But I know if I can let the hate control me, I'm not gonna help anyone, even I'm not gonna help myself. So I'm trying to control myself. I'm trying to be, joyful,
Right.
and trying to meet more people, trying to bring more help to my people because for sorry, everyone left us behind. Everyone left us alone in Gaza, even like the government that was controlling Gaza, the Palestinian government left the people behind, Israeli occupation killing the people and not allowing the aid to enter. And the like international community just watching and they tell you that we are trying, but if this was happening, let's say in Ukraine or somewhere else, they will do more. Uh, so, so I'm also trying to represent my people in a way that really suit uh, the Palestinians that living in Gaza. Be everywhere and take Gaza with me everywhere. So this is what I was trying to do, and it's the noise, as I
A lot of
promised before.
work. That's a lot of work.
Yeah,
I want you to share, though, with people. We've seen the images of the horrific atrocities committed by Netanyahu's regime. What was life like in Gaza before? Like the good and the bad. Can you share with people just what a slice of life for Palestinians living there was pre-war?
all right. It was full of challenges. I'm gonna take my life as example.
Okay.
And so I was like a young guy, 24 years old, who is trying to find a job. I'm taking a beautiful picture of Gaza. I'm trying to not document a lot of destruction, a lot of aggression that is happening from time to another. So I was the one who's, making beautiful pictures, but art and beautiful pictures not yeah, it's not making you like make a good income in Gaza. Nobody, okay, people will see it, but you're not embarrassed. People like art and see it there and pay for it.
Right.
Uh, so I was trying, to work more, to find work, to find my way to travel. And I start to work with the UNRWA USA. It's the National Committee, American National Committee, that help the Palestinian refugees through UNRWA and through the Americans themselves. So I was like their content producer. And for that, like, let's say I'm getting paid $2,000 per month for that. It was a big deal for someone in my age. And just started to work because
Right.
a lot of people spend their whole year don't make around $10,000. So as like I'm saying this in an American way, but let's say people who are like working for from 6 a.m. till 12 a.m. for like 25 shekels, 30 shekels, which means like $7, $8 per day as a worker. People who go to work inside the occupied lands, inside Israel, as a workers. Um, People who are like fishing, but every day you go like taking a taxi going to Gaza City from my city. I'm from Deir al-Balah. Now everyone knows Deir al-Balah. So you hear that on the radio, like 5 fishermen got injured after Israeli Navy opened fire on them while they are trying to fish in the sea. You want to travel. All right. Now it's a big deal. You need like let's say if you go into Europe or to the States or not like Arab, even Arab countries, you need to get a visa. And nobody recognized Gaza as like because there was a Palestinian division in Gaza and the West Bank between the BA and Hamas. So Hamas controlled Gaza and the BA controlled the West Bank. So none of the countries recognize Gaza as like a place or a country,
Right.
or it's just yeah. So if you want to apply for like a visa, you need to go to to Jerusalem or like the West Bank. And to get a permission for that, you need to get the permission from Israel to go to the West Bank or Jerusalem, which is impossible. If you don't have a good connections, if you don't have like $1 billion, it's impossible. So my work, I would always say they applied for me for permission to go to see the West Bank, my home,
Mhm.
Jerusalem, my home, occupied Palestine. I got denied after 2 days for security reasons. I was a young photojournalist in Gaza, making beautiful pictures, documenting, working for like agencies, um, and even that didn't help me to guarantee permission to see my home. There's people without dreams. Gaza was a place full with dreams, but there's a lot of people who are like without dreams. There's people trying to create hope. There's people trying to create businesses. There's
Mhm.
people trying to flee, to go to Europe. A lot of young people who like their mother helped them by selling her gold. Like in the Middle East, mothers, women like love gold, you know.
Sure.
So and it's so precious for them. So a lot of women in Gaza sold their gold to give the money for their children so they can flee to Europe from Turkey, go for like get a visa to Turkey from Gaza, go to Egypt, and from Egypt flying to Turkey, and from Turkey taking a boat going to Europe. And more than 400, 500 Palestinians from Gaza died in the sea by doing this, and most of them got arrested. A lot of people got killed and got kidnapped. So every day there was like a story of pain, struggle, some hope. So you'll find like a very beautiful restaurants in Gaza. You'll find like uh, people coming from outside, Europeans or Americans or something through like ICRC, through United Nations. And if you are like all of them who come to Gaza, they are lucky if their work allowed them to go on their own on the ground. So, because people are like in Gaza very welcoming. If you are white, have blue eyes, okay, you're a guest. You're ajnabi.
Right. I have green eyes, so maybe
Yeah.
I have hazel eyes, so maybe help me. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So before the war, because
Yeah.
we've covered it, we've seen it. It's horrors that I can't even believe what's going on. But before the war, so there was hope and there was also heartbreak. There were some dreams, but there were a lot of challenges. It's often been described Gaza before the war as an open air prison. Is that
Yeah.
fair to say? Is that correct description?
If you don't have your freedom to move in that place or to travel from that place, you are in a prison then. When Israel decide you to like to travel or not, you are in a prison. When Israel decide the food that's coming to you to enter or not, it's a prison. When you want to buy a car and you can't because Israel banned this kind of cars, you are in a prison. So it's a prison, but Israel control what to allow, what to not. So they are like the sheriff or like
The warden. Yeah,
yeah.
we call it the
Mhm.
warden who runs
Yeah.
the prison. So they were running it all along. Long. I saw stories about how some Palestinians in Gaza had gotten like a Fulbright scholarship or got scholarships to go to school in Europe, and then Israel would not allow them to go to school. Is that correct?
I once of time I was in Egypt in 2022. I was traveling on my own, trying to be like trying to follow my dream as a traveler photographer. And I got the opportunity to go to Siena, Italy, in Siena University. I got an exhibition. And for 23 years old photographer from Gaza, when you tell them like there's an exhibition by your name in Siena in Italy, it's a big deal for them. So I
Sure.
couldn't apply for a visa in Egypt. I went back to Gaza. And I went back to Gaza to apply for the visa. I arrived to Gaza after struggling and going back, or I got stuck for 3 days for like security reasons in Sina and Rafah crossing. Then I get to Gaza. I wake up the next day. I went to the office to apply. The moment I entered the door, the fingerprint device of the visa got broken. It stayed broken for 21 days. I lost my opportunity to go there. If there was like a free Palestine, I can go to like the capital of Palestine and apply from there.
Right.
Yeah, I can't. I like what I should do is okay. I'm going to Jerusalem, so I can apply from there, but I can't because I'm not allowed as a young guy from Gaza to go to Jerusalem, to go to the West Bank, to go to Haifa, Yafa, Akka, Nasr, and its occupied lands. So yeah, a lot of people lost their opportunities to travel. A lot of people lost their like scholarships. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people, you know, there's people who like, let's say, got smuggled to the West Bank and then they got stuck there. So they can't go back. They can't go back to Gaza and they can't go out from the West Bank because he's gonna be arrested by the Israel occupation. So he kept his all life online with his family. Uh, so there's like a prisoners in the Israeli occupation prisons where they uh, they smuggled their sperm to their wives in Gaza so they can give birth. And so yeah, someone who can she give a birth to her baby and her husband all his life is in the prison and he don't see his baby. He can't. And he don't know like so a lot of stories. Everyone you're gonna meet in Gaza is gonna tell you a different story because it's a small place,
Mhm.
but it's full with stories, full with different things. A lot of people committed suicide, burning themselves by fire, uh, by guns because they can't take it anymore. They can't hold there. And believe me, after all what happened to us and for the last like 18 years, everyone in Gaza has his own struggle. I can't represent it all. I can represent only my struggle with Gaza, my life with Gaza, my story with Gaza. Everyone have a different story, and but we love her. We love Gaza. But I don't know. I don't know why. For us, Gaza is
Well,
like the word, and this is why we can't handle it. We can't take a step to like forward anymore. I'm here in the States. I have a new chance to the life, but I'm stuck.
mhm.
I can't go forward because I feel if I'm going forward, I'm trading Gaza. I'm,
No,
I'm
I
not
understand.
so and for us, Gaza is the word. Even if it like it hurted us the most place that caused me pain is Gaza. But it's the most place I love. I don't know why.
It caused you pain and you love it. I'm telling you what, Motaz Azaiza, a Palestinian journalist from Gaza. So when you hear now Netanyahu and Smotrich and Ben Gvir and Donald Trump talking about cleansing out the Christians and Muslims from Gaza, what's your reaction to this idea? I mean, I know, and just so it's clear, this has been a long time dream. David Ben Gurion wanted, he was one of the first prime ministers of Israel, wanted to take Gaza and cleanse it. So this has been a long dream of the Israeli right for this greater
Um,
Israel. But when you hear them say that now openly, and do you fear the world would allow it?
yeah, the world was gonna watch. You know, maybe Egypt is not gonna allow it by not allowing Palestinians to flee to Egypt. It's gonna they're gonna block the way in front of Israel because Israel is trying to push the Palestinians through Egypt. They tried to push Palestinians through Ramon. military airport by pushing some people from Gaza to flee through, but they don't want that. They want Palestinians from Gaza to flee through Egypt. And this is like what Egypt don't accept. But, Palestinians thought that Ariel Sharon is the worst Israel prime minister before. And nobody, like, they will not see like worse than him. But here's today with Netanyahu. We have the worst. And believe me, who's coming next is going to be worse than Netanyahu. This is how this um, I'm not going to say state because I don't recognize it as a state, but this is how they think. This is their mentality. And these people are like very extremists. They have like their name is like extremists. They are the like they are terrorists from inside that they're doing this under the cover of like the Jewish people um, have been through after the Nazis. So they are till now using this justification to commit massacres, and everyone is saying no to them. You are anti-Semitic. Everyone is exposing the reality. He's a terrorist. I've been called a terrorist, you know, and believe me, when they called me that from their side, I like it how they call me. So, um, so uh, everything is clear, and the world is watching. And I don't think the one who kept watching from like the first day till now will act in the coming days. You
Do
know,
you think someone will act in the coming?
no,
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 who
no,
will?
you're right. They could, my family's in the West Bank. For the first time, the settlers took my grandmother's land a long time ago.
Yeah,
Now they're at my family's door, literally on their little farm outside of Bethlehem, because they've never been more emboldened. And it's not just my family. They're not like, we don't have an estate. It's just one. I'm saying like they are in the small town of Batir outside of Bethlehem. They are now that emboldened that they're trying to block them from going to the olive trees. And they want to take their land because they know the world won't let them do anything. After what they've done, the Israeli government in Gaza, just pushing off 1 million Palestinians out of the West Bank, out of the 2.5 million. What's that? I mean, that's the reality of this world we're living through right now. That I can't believe what the world is allowed. I can't believe this is happening on our watch on this planet. It seems like something from a different time, like World War One. Like, oh my God, the people had no humanity then. We watch it play out right here. Like it's no different.
yeah, and you meet the people. Everyone's telling you what we can do. What's the best we can do? And you are in a place that people expect you to tell them what they can do, but like there is much to do, but for sorry, nobody is ready to sacrifice anything. Nobody's gonna sacrifice his time, his place, his reputation. It's everything for like what hurts me the most um that nobody see the people of Gaza like worthy to move like their countries, their people, their military, their thing, just to protect the people. I didn't ask for like you to go in a war with Israel. Just ask you to protect the people. You
Right.
know, just protect the people. But this is what hurts me the most. And like in Arab countries, you have no democracy. So maybe sometimes I ignore saying things because I want to, as I told you, I want to guarantee my access to everywhere so I can help more people.
Right.
But
I understand.
yeah,
You have to be pragmatic. You have to be big picture of what your goals are, as opposed to winning little battles when the big war is what you want to win and helping people here. You were a photojournalist. You left Gaza. Now, just yesterday, 5 journalists were killed by the Israeli. And oddly enough, they admitted, it doesn't really matter to me. They admit all the time, oh, it was a mistake. We're going to do investigation. They do nothing. But they've
y-
killed
y-
200 plus journalists in Gaza, people from all different backgrounds. It doesn't even matter anymore to them. I mean, when you see that as someone who's also a fellow journalist, how does that make you feel?
I was the first journalist in Gaza to call for international protection for myself. After trying to started to receive threats from Israel occupation. You know what I found?
What?
Just likes and shares and comments. This is what I found. So Since I saw that, I start to feel, oh, I'm working just to show the people, and people just all what they're gonna do is just gonna share and like. And I see my other fellow colleagues, fellow journalists being killed every day, and after 2 days, 3 days, nobody mentioned their name.
I know.
This is how Hassan Slayh, Allah yarhamu, may her soul rest in peace, he said that before Israel killed him. You're gonna talk about me for 1, 2 days, then nobody's gonna mention my name. So I took the decision that I'm leaving, you know,
Yeah,
after that. And I'm seeing like my friends and my colleagues, even like 3 days ago, I was on a call with my friend. He's a journalist. He's staying in my house. Oh man, I'm gonna give you my access to my account, and you just document on the ground, share, use the account, use it for you, man. Yeah. So man, خلاص, and it's been almost 2 years, and I'm not gonna sacrifice my life and my family just to show the world. They already saw and
I
see
know.
everything. And the journalists in Gaza, they called to international journalists to go into Gaza to push, and that's not doesn't mean that because they're doing the job better. Nobody did the job better than the journalists of Gaza. Nobody, they gave their souls for being a journalist. But because we're tired, you know, we are tired. And after I flee and I saw I thought after I went out from Gaza, I thought, oh, the whole world is gonna be, shut down because of Gaza. I found no, we just people follow us on the news, and they think this is like a series or show. They don't feel it's a genocide. They tell you it's a genocide, but they don't feel the pressure of a genocide being like in a genocide. And I'm trying to tell the people how it feels to like to live a genocide or survive a genocide. When I tell the people, hey, we need people there need like food. I'm gonna send them like this money or this food or do this. Okay, yeah, okay. I will send the email. I will like arrange it for 2 weeks. Man, who wait for 2 weeks? And people living in a genocide. How the hell you can wait? How you can arrange things? You know. So I found that people say it's a genocide, share words of it, but they don't. From inside, they don't know how it feels to be in a genocide. Because I I can't blame them, but
Right.
I just expect them to understand me.
So, and before we wrap up, that's really where I want to get to. What can people do? There are a lot of people moved by what they're seeing in Gaza to the Palestinians. It's unlike anything we've ever seen. This mass slaughter, bombing hospitals, bombing churches where Christians are sheltering, bombing mosques, bombing schools, refugee camps, burning people alive in tents, using a lot of it, our U.S. supplied military for all of this. So Americans who are listening, who are moved by it and want to do something, what do you tell them?
So everyone from his place know what to do. I'm not asking you to support Palestinians, but I'm just asking you to not support Israel to kill Palestinians. Like you can do, okay, this is the land of freedom, as you say. You can say no to pay taxes because you know where your tax is going. I've been everywhere in the States. I've been to Philadelphia. I saw homeless people in the streets. I see homeless people everywhere here. Like, how the hell, like this country, like send billions of dollars to support a genocide, support wars, and at the same time, their people themselves don't find anything to eat or sleeping in the streets or they're like, man, even the streets of New York. I swear to God, even after the genocide, the streets of Gaza is better than the streets of New York. Somehow, like it's all broken, all so. Uh, uh, but then, okay, it's your place. It's not my business, but don't be the place that's supporting the killing of my people, and also like at least you know what Israel's gonna do after they killed the journalists yesterday? You know what's gonna do? They're just gonna make people forget, like, okay, they're gonna allow more aids to enter at the same time for a couple of days, so they can. Okay, you see, we are allowing more aids to enter, so they can. This is their way. I know them like no one. We know
Sure,
the occupation like no
they're
one.
warden. They're the jailer. They're the ones that control your destiny. It's Motaz. I mean, you're doing a great job, and the ripples that you send out into the world have an impact. And I hope you know that, because you're having an impact with people in the, not just the followers on Instagram, but I saw the interviews you've been doing, that you're going to different schools, speaking at Columbia, going to Philadelphia, to organizations. This inspires people. It also informs people. What you'll find about Americans, which you probably know already, most know nothing about the Middle East. Nothing. It's not like malice. It's not like they like one side or hate the other. Most people have not taken a position. They don't even want to be bothered. Like, out of the Middle East, they've been fighting forever. That's what they say, right? But when you reach
Yeah.
them and touch them and inform them, I've learned now that many Americans who I thought never would care about Palestinians and humanity of Palestinians actually do when they learn the truth of what's going on. So that's the struggle for all of us. I mean, from your angle, from mine in the media, we have an obligation. You know, my last name is Obeidallah. I'm the little servant of Allah. This is my job as a little humble servant. You have your job. We all have our role in all of this. So you're doing a great job. It's a very important job, for what it's worth.
Thanks, man. That means a lot. Yeah, everyone from his place. You know, everyone from his place. And believe me, there is some changes. Like, but the problem, these changes doesn't help the people of Gaza.
I know.
You know, it's good for the cause, but for the people of the cause, that's not good. People are being burned. So after all of that, you come to me, oh, today I can wear the kufiya and walk in the streets of New York. Okay, but what next? You know, um, so it took us all of that so you can raise a Palestinian flag. Come on, guys! Like, people being burned, like in massacred. You saw, like, yesterday, they killed them on the live show.
I know.
They killed them in a way that's, so I saw that, and even one of my two of the journalists I know, and one of, like, people who got injured, I know him. He got injured 3 times, and like, he can't move. He can't move. So, and you don't know what to do for him, and you don't know what to do, like, more. I'm here. Okay, what I can do, you know?
And that's the thing, that internally each of us have to make that choice, what we can do. You know, I met a young girl from Gaza who was getting medical treatment here in New Jersey. She's been here for a year, lost sibling, brother and sister, and she's scarred. And she came to a comedy show that I put together to laugh. And I was so happy she had some time to laugh. She speaks English pretty well, so she understood the comedy and everything. We all play a role. We do what we can, and we can always do more. But you're making a difference. I hope I'm making a difference. Inshallah, we're all making a difference in the
So,
bigger picture. So, but Motaz, it's great meeting you. I hope you'll come back on again. I'm going to send information about my fiance's show. You're going to have to come to the show. Now you have to come.
sure.
And so, all right, brother, stay safe. By the way, is there a website if people want to find out more information about donating, volunteering, or just learning?
I'm gonna post about it in the coming days. I'm working on the website for the foundation. I call it, like, I don't know what to call it, so I call it Motaz Foundation, so can people
That's very
easily
good.
find it. And this foundation is gonna be, like, for the people of Gaza, to bring them some light in these dark times, more chances, more opportunities, more aid, more help. So yeah, I'm trying to use, say, my legacy in the right way. That's gonna help more.
Sure. All right, Motaz, stay safe, brother. It was great chatting with you. And again, inshallah, I really won't. I'm going to reach out. You're going to have no choice. You got to come.
Sure,
That's how it works. All right, brother. Take care.
inshallah.
Have a
Thanks
good
so
day.
much.